Hey y'all, it's Bomber's Garage. Appreciate y'all watching this video. Y'all have a good day and thank y'all for stopping in. Appreciate all y'all. Hey y'all, it's Bomber's Garage. For years I've wanted to make a short documentary about my good friend Justin Stilson, aka Bug, and the art that he does. Please enjoy this cinematic expression of his art and talent. I don't know. I'm making a secret potion. That's quite the quiver. A quiver. A quiver of weaponry.
Not sure how distressed we want this to look, but this is just kind of classic block style lettering.
Is this kind of like for any era, or is this from a certain...
For any era, I mean, really, it's just like a staple. It's kind of, I mean, it's classic because it's like it's been around for so long. You think of like the Champion Spark Plugs logo, or
Oh, heck yeah.
stuff. It's just...
Now, to do like the brush strokes on it, are you using like a light hand with a brush, or is this just typical of a single pass?
Yeah, just kind of a light hand with a brush, but also just kind of dragging it along. It's kind of dry, so not trying to get the paint super wet on there. Just call it like a dry brush technique. And then just kind of emphasizing some areas where it can show how the brushes intersect in there.
Dad had like Ford work trucks, and his work van was a Ford, but he would get like a new Cadillac every 2 years. So he was like, hey, if you want a work vehicle, get your Ford truck. If you want a
Yeah.
luxury, go GM. But I don't know. I like a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
man. As you can see right there.
Oh, look at all these just freaking straight gold leaf the centers of those wheels.
Heck yeah. So how many diesel rabbits do you letter per month?
I typically do 4 to 6.
4 to 6 of these? Yeah. Oh, a week? Oh my goodness. I knew there was a lot of them out there.
Yeah, pretty common.
You said this is a special mix of bomber gray that you came up
This
with?
is, yeah, bomber gray. Exactly.
I like that.
It goes well with bomber black.
I like the, yeah,
Which is what
yeah.
I put down on there.
Yeah, you can tell the shade difference between any other black that I've ever seen, definitely.
We'll get you a color chip out. If you get real close here in the sun, you can say this is straight black and this is bomber black.
I totally,
There is a difference.
you can even see the difference on video. It's like night and day.
About the details. Still tacky, nice.
Now on your shirt, the custom pin stripping, is that different from pin striping? Or is that kind of the same
Yes.
thing?
A little different.
Oh, that's going to be nice. That's real nice. Do a lot of people you do lettering for stand over you and say, real nice, real nice?
Only my favorite ones. Boom.
Ooh, wee.
Looks like
Got
appropriate.
some good old kind of grit right there.
Just a good drip.
That over there has oil in it.
I know, that could be good. Some coffee for this. Some good stuff right here. The leaves, you know, some foliage. Some good dust.
There's Charlotte's battery.
Get some
Also knocks a little bit of that sheen off of it, doesn't
yeah.
it?
A little bit of kind of helps brush strokes to stand out a little bit more. I don't want to go too crazy, but that helps a little bit.
It's that years of experience.
I don't want to go too crazy with it. I think if we ever do some lettering on, what is that? Millie?
Melee.
Millie? We do lettering on that. I have some really cool ideas, technique-wise.
Yeah, we're recording. I see the red. Hey, y'all. It's Bomber's Garage. So, Justin Stilson, a.k.a. Bug of Stilson. Is it custom sign painting, pinstriping?
Yeah.
I'm trying not to look at the shirt to cheat.
Stilson Sign and Custom?
Sign and custom.
Yeah.
He just completed the lettering on our 1981 Volkswagen Rabbit 1.6 liter diesel Caddy. Instead of pickup in Europe, they call it Caddy.
Sure.
So, and you know, I was a little bit disappointed to find out that this is a German vehicle. It's a German vehicle. I was stoked to have a German made, but it's made in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Can't win
But
them all.
it is. But the Ram Charger's made in Mexico, so it equals all out. So, you did the lettering that you did, which is just extremely impressive and nice. The block lettering you said is Gothic.
Yeah, it's technically called Gothic lettering, but it's not what most people think of when you think of Gothic lettering.
You said maybe like they usually think of like Old English or something.
Yeah, I mean,
that
the way
says-
it sounds, it's like you hear something Gothic, you think of gargoyles and
Oh, for sure.
crazy stuff like that. But no, it just
feeling
refers
like-
to Gothic lettering as just letters with the same stroke, throughout. So,
For sure.
and just block letters, basically. Old-fashioned sign painters, stapled block letters.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
So the idea was to make this look like a shop truck from the era. It's a 1981 from the 80s that a garage used to like run, go, and fetch parts.
Yeah, yeah.
Stuff like that. So you stuck to the basics, very simple. So would you kind of explain the technique that you used? I know we chatted about it a little bit but to get it to look like it blended in with the patina on the truck and that it is a lettering from that era instead of 2025.
So the truck has got some natural wear to it. You kind of play off of that and the amount of wear that it has. I'll start with the same lettering paint that I always use, which is mostly just the one-shot lettering enamels. It's the standard sign painting paint that's been around forever. Start with that, and then I'll kind of, like in this case, it is a black letters, but instead of just like a full bold black, I'll tone it down a little bit, I'll add some white in it and make it kind of like a dirty-ish black almost, so you don't want it to be the colors to be too pronounced, because if they've been on the truck for a while, like what we're kind of imitating, then they would have lost some of their value and lost some of their like hue, like intensity. So kind of muddy up the colors a little bit, and then I'll add a flattener to it. So take some of that gloss out of the enamel and kind of just makes it like a flatter finish.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
From this view, it looks like how this, we've got the garage doors open, how it looks like very faded and that it's been on the truck forever.
Yeah. So you don't want something shiny if it's supposed to look old.
For sure.
So we kind of flatten it down a little bit, and then with the brush technique, it's just kind of like a dry brush technique, and I usually do it to where the strokes that are overlapping, and this is kind of where it's important to you're not just like painting in between the lines, you're not just scribbling and dabbing paint in here and there. You're actually constructing the letters like a sign painter would have constructed them, and the brush strokes are important to see, and how the letters go together. It gives it more of an authentic look. But where those strokes overlap, you can kind of make the brush strokes a little bit lighter on one stroke and then thicker on the other stroke. So you can see where those strokes are getting pulled through, and it just looks like it just is weathered like it was painted 50 years ago.
Oh, for sure.
40, 30 years ago, whatever the case might be. So we'll do the dry brushing and making sure that the strokes, you can see the strokes of the brush in that. And then kind of once all that's done, you can go a step further, which we did just a little bit today. We basically just rub some dirt on it, and just it makes it a little bit dingy. It kind of makes the colors even a little bit flatter, kind of knocks a little bit even more of the sheen down on it.
Heck yeah.
It kind of rubs away some of the paint in certain areas. You just kind of play to whatever is going on with the truck. Like if there's like a scratch in the truck here, you kind of wear the paint down in that area.
For sure.
If it's the paint's extra faded here or there. So just kind of, playing with it and toying with it, making it look dirty and old.
Now, as far as the accent, what are the lines called? The whitish, grayish, silverish?
It's like a shade.
Like
just
a shade?
Yep, just the drop or the side shade.
That,
thing.
You kind of did the same thing where it's a fade. Like I saw you mix the paint, did a couple of little dabs, wiped off, add a little more, did a little bit more magic and put it on there, whatever. What made you decide to go with that particular shade of that like grayish white? Did it kind of tie in where this has that like different paint and stuff on the bed, or just?
Mostly just because thinking if you put yourself in the position of whoever could have lettered this truck back in the 80s, if you're doing like a standard black letter on the truck, doing a shade of an appropriate color, which a sign painter would have picked back then. You got a dark gray truck, a little bit of a lighter shade would have been appropriate for the lettering to stand out.
For sure.
And it just went with the, with the patina, and went with the rest of the color scheme of the truck.
Heck yeah.
So doing it to where, contrast and legibility, it was always important when you're having any kind of lettering done.
For sure.
So it kind of just helps that black stand out a little bit more.
Now with this truck, we talked about like in the future doing, say, the door panels, and they're in a little bit better shape versus what the bed is. Mm-hmm. Would you change the painting process there where it doesn't look as faded as that because that one is in a little bit better shape? Or
probably a little bit, yeah.
For sure. Still have it where it's faded, but not as much as the back?
Right, yeah. We could still age it, but maybe a little bit different than what the sides are.
For sure. Now explain the dirt process.
I mean, pick some dirt up off the ground. I mean, you don't want to get something with heavy rocks in it or anything. You don't want to scratch the car up, but just get some dirt or dust laying around the shop I've used before, or leaves, or get some, just a handful of that. Rub it in your hands. Get your hands a little bit dirty. And in some cars, like some that have really, really heavy patina, you can go a lot more aggressive with it. I've had just like handfuls of sand that I've almost just kind of rubbed over the lettering, and it kind of like wears it down, and rub them a little bit more aggressive. But if something you don't want to like really scratch the paint on,
you just get your hands dirty will
For sure.
do the trick and get them kind of nice and dusty and dirty, and just rub over the letters and basically polish over the lettering with your hand, but a lot of that will transfer into the lettering and wear it down just a little bit and make the letters just a little dingy.
I noticed on the passenger side, like you did the bombers first, like kind of all together, and the difference between how that looked versus I mean, not that it's glossy because you put the flattener,
Right.
but it really toned down the lettering versus the bombers versus the garage when you did it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
It's a
this
slight
is very
difference because if you
impressive.
look at it just after you do the dry brushing, it's like, oh, this looks pretty good. Like, I think it
Heck
looks
yeah.
good just like it is. But it's just like adding that little touch to it. And like you said, you can see that contrast.
sure.
And maybe it won't pick it up on camera, but if you're looking at something in person, it just gives it even just a little bit more of a convincing look to it.
Heck
like
yeah.
You know, just
And it's
authentic.
the same with the truck. Like the bed has more patina. The hood has a little bit less. Roof's about the same as the hood to me, and then the front quarter panels and door are a little bit, more
Yeah.
better. But when the difference is when I buffed it out, everything had that like chalky flatness to it.
Yeah.
But I picked like a medium one, and when I waxed it and everything, it had a sheen to it, but it didn't look like a highly polished,
Yeah, right.
patina and all. And I think, it just looks absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
For
Yeah.
sure. Did a fantastic job. So, y'all, I appreciate Justin coming out here, hanging out with me. We had a good time chatting. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'll put the links to all of his social media. He sometimes ebbs and flows on having apparel and stuff. He'll post about that. And then, man, he has done everything from hot rods, European cars, drag racing, 18-wheelers,
yeah.
boats. He's even, of course, signs, and he has done some. I actually want to screenshot a few of those and put them in there. I'm really impressed with like the boats, and then the lettering. He does the gold flake lettering on businesses on the glass. It's very traditional.
Yeah.
And actually you do that from a lot of that from the inside reversed.
It's all, the window
that.
lettering is all reverse glass painted, gold leaf, all that kind of
That
stuff.
makes my head hurt just
Yeah.
thinking about that. So a wide variety of stuff, and then some of the boats that you do are extremely vintage wooden boats that just it looks absolutely amazing. So,
Gold leaf lettering, pinstriping, patina lettering, nice lettering, all the
sure.
kind of, all different stuff.
locally, he does do some traveling. He's a family man. He's a good dude.
Thank you.
He does have a shop where he can fit most stuff up in there or whatever. But y'all hit him up, and brother, I appreciate you so much. This turned out awesome.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Do you have anything else to add?
Not really. I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah, that's
See y'all later. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to get my big old head up in here.